morning, everybody. I'm finally here with the first two of the Grandma Prayer books, and these books came about because, well, I had seen a couple of videos of the needle books, and I love the needle books, and I thought I wanted to make a couple, and I got started on them, and the more I got into them, I kept feeling like I was supposed to be making a prayer book. Don't ask me why. I'm always thinking the Lord is talking to me. He does. He talks to all of us if we'll just listen, and I'm very susceptible to that, prone to that. So I just put the needle books aside. They're in my crate, and so I'll get to them sometime. But I was feeling like I needed to make a Grandma Prayer book. So I threw the idea out there, and I've had 11 of our friends in the Grandma group ask for them. So I got started on them, and, I've been having this trouble with my shoulder since the 1st of May, and I've just had a terrible time. Had a pinched nerve, and it would not come unpinched. So I've been to the chiropractor. I've done all kinds of crazy things. I'm working on it myself now at home and really making more headway on my own than I was doing with professional help. So we'll see where that goes. Prayers appreciated. But before I get into that, I got to tell you one thing, and I'll try to be quick with that. And this is going to be a quick video on the books because it's just kind of a flip through to give you an idea of what's in them. I'm going to hold them for a few days because the hard part in these was designing. It is with any book. It's designing a page. What are you going to do with a page? So I open a page, and sometimes I may work 2 days on 2 pages like that, because if it doesn't look right or if it doesn't feel right, it doesn't stay. I start over. So that was the hard part. So I'm going to hang on to these a couple of days. They are spoken for if they want them. If they want them, these belong to Michelle and Betty. So we'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure they do. I have loved making these books. But first, let me tell you one thing before I go into that. Had a little problem yesterday, and I'm very upset about it, and there's nothing really I can do about it. I had a message from a friend, and she was upset because she said she feels like she will never get a book because people get first dibs, ask for first dibs, and she just doesn't feel like she has a chance at it. Well, I don't want to spend 20 or 30 hours on a book and then maybe nobody wants it, or I don't get it in front of the right people or something. It started out as a hobby, but it does take a tremendous amount of my time now because so many people want these very aged grandma books, and I'm glad about that. But anyone, even the friend that messaged me yesterday, anyone can ask first dibs on the next book, even if we don't even know the theme of the next book. And then when you see it, if you like it, you have first dibs. You have first chance. I don't know any other way to do this. I don't know how people do it. My following on YouTube is not that big yet. It's growing slowly, but, I'm not one of these big YouTubers that I can just throw something out there and they're gone in 2 seconds. I don't have an Etsy because I don't know how to do Etsy. I don't know how to do eBay. All I know to do is the way I do it. And anyone can message me at any time on Facebook or post to me in the Grandma group or comment to me below. I'm not big on email, but anyone can comment or contact me in any way and ask for first dibs on any book that doesn't already have first dibs on it. You can say, I want first dibs on the next book. I may not want it, but can I have first dibs? That means you get first chance at it when it becomes available. So, I don't want to spend 20 or 30 hours on a book and then not know how to get it in front of the right people. If someone wants it, I'm going to put them down, and they're going to get first chance at it. This friend yesterday has had a chance to have first dibs on any book. And I don't know how long she's been in the Grandma book. She left us yesterday, and I hate that. I really, really, really hate that because we are a fun, friendly group, a helpful group. I worked with a lady about an hour yesterday morning in private message, just to try to help her, boost her up and help her get started. And I sent her pictures of stuff that I was doing, and she sent me pictures. And, I'll do anything to help anybody. So it really upsets me when somebody says they feel like they're not being treated right because I will always treat everybody equally. It doesn't make any difference. But if you're not getting a book, you're not getting first dip. Listen, and I understand because I follow. I don't follow hardly anybody anymore because I just have no free time. But I love Jenny Miller's books, and I have one, or do I have two? I'm not even sure. I think I have two. But I mean, I want another one, and I cannot. I just don't have. I do the bell. I subscribe and I do the bell, but I don't get notifications, and I'm not always on the computer, so I miss books too. Girl on the Ridge. I have a couple of her books. Some are not my cup of tea, but some I really do like, and I have a couple of them. And I'd like to have more of those. And I know there's others, and I just collect them. I have them on a small display in my kitchen. But I do understand when you're wanting a book and you can't seem to get it. But again, anybody can message me anytime and ask for first dibs, second dibs, third dibs. We have 11 dibs on these books. 11 people are wanting these books. And what I'd really like to do, well, let's finish this up first. But I don't want anyone to be upset. Anyone can have first dibs on a book. Anyone can have as good a chance at one of these books as anybody else. If you want to specify you want a really aged grandma book like this, whether it's a prayer book or just a grandma, old-timey grandma junk book, and I say they're from a grandma in 1942, and you know, I try to make them look very, very aged. These do look very aged, as you can see. And it takes a lot of work. So let's not get upset. I try to get upset when I turn on a video and late in the evening when I can't sleep, or overnight when I can't sleep, and I'll think, oh my gosh, I missed a video by Jenny Miller and that book's been gone 6 hours. You know, I understand that, but I can't help it. You know, I can't help it that I'm missing them. I can't help it that you're missing them. I don't know the answer. Just don't be mad. Let's have a little patience. Go to my Facebook page today. I wrote about attitude. I do a story on my Facebook page almost every day. Good heavenly day, we're 7 minutes into this video. I have loved doing these books. They have been hard because I've been having so much trouble with my shoulder. So they have been hard. But I have loved, loved, loved doing these prayer books. What I'd really like to do, I've had a hard time curtailing myself. This should have been probably a $75 book because there was more things that I had laid aside and already grunged up to put in them. But I just couldn't keep putting things in them and sell them for $50, which is what I said I would do. I said I would make them to where they would sell for $50. But what I would like to do is to make one of these grandma books in about a 125 size, because oh my gosh, there are so many things I want to put in one of these old books. So if anybody out there, here's your chance. Anybody out there wants one of these grandma books, or even bigger, I'm loving these grandma prayer books. So there's that. Okay, let's move on. So they're both the same. I couldn't decide on a cover. I think I kind of like this one best, but then this is, this one pulls me in, so I don't know. So I couldn't decide on a cover, so I used them both. So let's lay this one aside. All 11 of these books, and if anybody else wants them, you can tag me, and if I can keep going, I will. I don't know where I'm going with this shoulder. I'll get as many as I can. I hope to get another couple done this week, just looking at these and doing duplications. But they will all look like this. Let's see. But anyway, if anybody wants one of the bigger books, message me. Message me on Facebook or in the Grandma group or just anywhere. We are Junk Journals from Grandma with Love, and we're the friendliest, most helpful, caring group, fun group on Facebook, I think. So just let me know. But right now we have this size, and this is where we're going. There are a lot of little tucks because I started out doing a fill-in pocket, and an envelope, and I thought, now wait a minute, Grandma wouldn't have had that in 1942. Grandma didn't have a lot of resources in 1942. Grandma would have tucked things in her book. So I laid the envelope aside, undone the pocket. So this is what we've got. Just a couple of little, it has quite a few prayers in it, morning prayers, evening prayers. There's the Lord's Prayer. It says, believe in the power of prayer. No matter what you got going on, just pray. Let's look at this a little closer. Now, as I said, the buttons will all be different. But pretty much the rest of it, all the fabrics will be the same. The pages, the images will all be the same. The buttons will be different. Here's several prayers right here. I love this page, and when I first did it, I thought, what in the world am I going to do with that page? But I love, let me give you a closer look. Love that page. This is the Bible worn imprint, the cover soft from use, its pages rubbed and wrinkled, the binding coming loose, and it just goes on and on. Just all kinds of things. And then I just tuck some prayers in here. Some more prayers in here. This is the power of prayer, and it gives 30 scriptures where you can find readings about the power of prayer in the Bible. And this is Bless This House. And then we turn the page, and this is in the garden. I come to the garden alone. Never doubt the power of prayer. Believe in the power of prayer. This is just a book for you to write notes, anything you want to do, add to this once you have it in your own hands. A grandma's prayer, grandmother's prayer. I love this. It says, Dear Lord, I pray they know your loving grace and feel the warmth of your embrace. It just goes on and on. I love that. This is just a Kleenex. Did you ever see a grandma without a Kleenex? So I dyed a Kleenex, baked it in the oven. Didn't try to scrunch it up really heavily, but, oh, I'm getting hoarse. Okay, let's see. This is a Mother Teresa reading, and it said, I used to pray that God would feed the hungry, or do this or that, but now I pray that He will guide me to do whatever I'm supposed to do. And it goes on and on. I love these images. I put these in the Old Country Church book, and I just absolutely love these. The little girl playing the piano. Here's the church, and here's the steeple. Open the door and see the people. All the baby boomers know that. This is Grandma and Grandpa praying, and I wanted that to be kind of simple, but I wanted to add something to it. So this is just some cheesecloth ripped up. This is some cheesecloth with a leaf on top of it with a piece of bark off of my Uncle Remus tree for the Grandpa page. And this is just a prayer. Slow me down, Lord. Ease the pounding of my heart by the quieting of my mind. Steady my hurried pace with a vision of the eternal march of time. Give me amid the confusion of the day the calmness of the eternal hills. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. And this is a song. I love this song. I used to sing this at church all the time. I was church pianist for 63 years. And one of the things I really loved to do was just out of the blue, just start playing a song and singing it and let the congregation chime in. And this was when I pray, and I used to do this all the time. When I pray, will you pray for me, for I need your love and his care. And when you pray, will you pray for me? Will you whisper my name in your prayer? And then it says, when I pray, I'll pray for you need his love and his care. And when I pray, I'll pray for you, and I'll whisper your name in my prayer. I love this page. And this page, I thought, when I had these images, I thought, I want this to be a really special page, but I want it to be simple. And it really threw me a curve. I had to really study on it a couple of days, but I love the page. And this is the 2 pockets I was going to fill with all the quotes and things, but I changed my mind. This is the prayer quilt. This is a little prayer book. I call that the War Room book. And it's just another little place to put some secrets. There's your pencil. There's a little girl praying. This is a crochet doily. I love crochet doilies. A paper doily back there. And this is a grandma's hanky. These flowers are on a roll at Hobby Lobby, and I think they're on sale again this week. I love those. I use a lot of them. So that's it. Everyone will have a hanky in it. Everyone will be just like this, except for the buttons. So that's it. It's 14 minutes. We're going to get going. If anybody would like to have one of these books in a bigger book, I would love to do it. Have to work it on the side because I do have to get these 11 books done. Got 2 of them done, 9 to go. If my shoulder will hold out, that's not a problem. So we'll see where we go. But I love, love, love this book. I love, love, love this book. I felt led to make the book. I felt led by most of the things that are in it to be put in it. I believe God wanted this book made. And a lot of you will think that's crazy, and I don't care. This is me. I am eccentric. My husband says I am the almost unpredictable person in the world because I do kind of off-the-wall things, but he's known me for 60 years, and so even though I do unpredictable things, he's not surprised when it happens. Let's see, I'm going to get off here. I've got to get this uploaded. 15 minutes I'm going to work on, bags. Joanne Cook, that girl, I wish she lived next door to me. She has become such a super friend, and many of you have. Many of you have. I get messages from several of you every day, and I love that. I don't have much time. I'm on there for an hour or two in the morning. I do my story, do my whatever I need to do on the grandma page. And then I get busy, and I work all day long, and then I check in about 6 o'clock in the evening when I sit down. I go all day long like house fire. In fact, I talked to somebody about that yesterday. I used to teach speed cleaning. Speed cleaning our homes, yes. We have a messy room. If we have a creative mind, we have a messy workstation. But the rest of the house, in my opinion, should be pretty neat and tidy. There should always be a good meal in the crock pot or in the oven at the end of the day. And the house should be neat and tidy except for your workstation. And you know what I do with mine at the end of some days? I am so tired and achy from working 10 or 12 hours a day on a book. I will just throw a big white sheet over it and say, good night, table. See you in the morning. But this friend, Joanne Cook, oh my goodness gracious. I was telling her 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said, I've got to come up with something, some small something I can do in the middle between these books because it's going to take several weeks to do all these books, these grandma prayer books. I said, I need to come up with something that I can offer up, just $20 or $25, some little book or some little something that others can have along the way that don't even want the prayer book, but they still know that there's things coming soon that they can bid on or ask for first dibs on or whatever. So she sent me several ideas, and I have one started, and that will be coming soon, and that's going to be, and it's the hardest thing I do is keep something small because I love doing this, and I just get so carried away with stuff. But what I'm going to try to offer up tomorrow or the next day, Lord willing and the creek don't rise, will be 3 grandma bags, and they will be the overstuffed bags like you've seen several times before. I've given them away as giveaway gifts, and I've sold several, but they will be grandma bags, and they will be stuffed with fabric and paper book. The grandpa logbook will be in there, just the image to make the cover. The front and back will be there. You put it together. Let's see. There'll be all kind of rick-rack stuff in there. There'll be some fun stuff in there, some 2 or 3 little homemade things. There will be some something made out of the bark off the Uncle Remus tree. That Uncle Remus tree, it's famous all over the world because I do stories about it. But there will be a piece of bark off of the Uncle Remus tree. There will be a homemade cinnamon stick out of my secret garden, and it is baked. It is a plain stick out of the secret garden, but it's baked in the oven, soaked in cinnamon for 5 hours, and then baked in the oven, and something twisted and tied around it to make it look gushy. There'll be a grandma's clothespin in there. There'll be all kind of neat little things in there. Now that bag really would be good for a display, but you can take the bag apart, take the fabric apart, make your grandpa book, or use that grandpa logbook cover to make any kind of book. Nancy is making a cute little book with that grandpa logbook cover. She's been sending me pictures of it, and it is so cute. She is doing such a super job. I can't wait for her to post it on the grandma page for you all to see what she has done with that. And just in no time, she just got her bag a couple of weeks ago. So that's it. I'm going to get off here. I I hope you all have a super duper grand and groovy day. I hope you all get a little kindness and spread a little kindness absolutely everywhere you go. Talk to you tomorrow the next day, and I'll have those grandma bags that will be up for grabs. Everybody has a chance on them. Nobody may want one, but everybody has a chance. Talk to you later. Love and hugs.